Welcome to the Savage College Football Podcast for your Week 11 recap and Week 12 preview. I am your host, Kale Wilson, along with.
What's up there, Big Sexy?
That's not your name. Last time I checked.
Eric Wilson coming at you.
There we go.
Back on the scene.
Finally deciding to grace us with his presence again.
Well, I have a lot of things happening, Kale.
Yeah,
lots.
You're such a busy guy.
I'm an extremely busy and important individual.
Uh-huh.
And you're welcome for me being here.
Wow, you're welcome. All right, Damian Sandow. Only real OG WWE fans know that reference.
Right. I am here. You're welcome.
Yep. And everyone that's not here is an ignoramus.
Exactly. If you're not here in the room with us, you are an ignoramus.
Okay. So.
But if you're listening to this, you have a pass.
Oh, okay.
You're not an ignoramus because obviously you can't be in the room if you're somewhere else, but you're listening to this show, then you are a highly intellectual individual who wants an infusion of college football knowledge.
Wow.
So peace be to you, my brothers and sisters, for being here.
So I got to ask how before we get into college football talk, it's November.
It is November.
Have you started listening to Christmas music yet?
A little bit. If you saw my TikTok post from the other day.
Well, I don't use TikTok.
Okay.
We all know this.
I was in Charlotte the last 2 days, and on Monday evening it snowed, bro, in Charlotte.
In Charlotte?
I took a little video of it and posted it on my TikTok. And yeah, it snowed. And I put a little bit of Christmas music behind it, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see.
What please don't tell me you used the song by Mariah Carey. Here.
That's it. A little snowfall in the South action.
Is that Pentatonics?
I don't know who it is, but if you're interested, my TikTok is Eric Wilson _coaching. So feel free to visit and view the little pretty video. I also do post shorts from when we do college football stuff. And sometimes on Saturdays, if something's going on, I've posted some stuff about, I did something a couple of weeks ago about Ty Simpson. And then this last week I did something about, who the upset alerts are. So if you follow my TikTok, I do sometimes talk about college football on there.
All right.
Yes, sir. So where are we starting? I know we had some action last night, my friend.
Did.
So you want to dive into that?
Well, we're recapping week 11, and technically action last night was week 12. So I feel like we need to.
But you're not going to make people wait until next week to hear about Tuesday, are you?
No, I guess not. So
don't withhold the action from people, son. You must share the joy.
It's November.
We're getting close. Share the joy.
It's November. It's the best time of the year at this point.
It's
Christmas.
The most
Christmas is just over a month away.
Of the year.
We got Maction every day of the week. Every week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Tuesday Maction, baby.
And yeah, I mean, this is the time where the weather gets colder.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving and Christmas are starting to come your way. Fall is in full effect.
Finally, down south where we live, we have real fall right now. This is the best color on the leaves that I've seen, at least where we live in the Midlands of South Carolina, in a long time.
Yeah.
There's orange and red. We don't get that very often.
No, we don't. Normally the leaves just fall off and turn brown.
Yeah, they're nice and crispy. We've had some good wind, so they're kind of blowing around. It actually looks like fall. It looks like Big Ten fall weather.
I know.
Doesn't it?
I know. When did we ever think that we would compare South Carolina to the Big Ten in any type of aspect?
That's my favorite part of the Big Ten is what fall looks like.
Yeah.
Because in the South, you don't get a lot of that,
No.
Up in Tennessee, you get some, but in a lot of states, you don't.
Yeah. You get it in Tennessee, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly it.
Yeah, that's right.
in North Carolina, but I don't even. Do you count that as the South? I think I would, but it's not the SEC.
So I used to count North Carolina as the South.
I think it depends what part.
Yeah, that's right. There's so many like Yankees who have moved down into North Carolina, like in Charlotte and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't count Charlotte as the South, but there are Western North Carolina. Yes, I still count there as the South.
So like Boone and like
Hendersonville and like all that stuff around there.
Okay.
Even like up around Elon, like in Burlington, if you just go like 10 minutes outside of into Burlington and you talk to people, that's the South.
What about Winston-Salem?
Like those people are country.
Would you call Winston-Salem the South or Wake Forest?
Outside of Winston, like all the country, like all the areas outside of there are the South. Even North Charlotte. Like if you get up into like Mooresville and Concord and all those places where like that's where all the race teams and NASCAR teams have all their stuff.
Yeah.
That's the South. Those people are from the South. It's just the people in the like big urban centers that a lot of those people are not Southern.
Well, we are only a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving. So that's why I kind of asked if you started playing Christmas music yet. Are you a type of guy that it sounds like you're a type of guy that doesn't wait for Thanksgiving to be over to start playing Christmas stuff? When is the Christmas decorations going to start coming up?
That's a good question. So mom usually has the Christmas decorations up already, but we've been working so much for this client in Charlotte that there's no Christmas decorations up, but usually they're up by now. So I don't know if they're going to be up before Thanksgiving or not. My guess is she'll probably do a huge bust a move to make sure that they're up before Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanksgiving, man. I don't know how much I'm going to eat on Thanksgiving. I mean, I've been on this huge kick trying to lose a bunch of weight.
Yeah, well, you're doing your whole, intermittent fasting vibe. So that's your one meal for the day. Just eat your Thanksgiving meal and don't eat another one.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we talked about
a cheat day too. Like actually, if you have a cheat day every once in a while, but it's not like all the time, it actually like kind of kicks your body into like a different metabolic state. So a cheat day is not bad as long as you don't do it very often.
Okay. So let's go ahead and
in case anyone wants to know about intermittent fasting.
We talked about intermittent fasting. We talked about holidays. We talked about Christmas music. We talked about Christmas decorations. We basically talked about everything except for what the podcast is actually about.
Exactly. We'll stay away from your drug and alcohol problem on this show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, guys, if anyone wants to send money to my Venmo so I can buy some meth, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Your skin looks pretty good for a meth head, though.
I know, right?
You're doing a pretty good job taking care of the meth skin.
Thanks. Whenever some of it like starts to decompose, just cut it off.
Yeah,
just tape it.
That's the way to tape it up. Yeah, like Chad Powers.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, where are we at? Let's talk about Akron last night.
All right.
Don't you want to talk about Akron? That was a good game.
Yeah, Kent State Akron was an amazing game. So
give us the rundown, homie.
Yeah. So okay. More than anything, ever since I started watching college football, like, because you remember even when I was little, I would talk to you about the Maction games. Like I would always want to watch like Kent State play Northern Illinois or like Central Michigan play Buffalo because it was college football on a weekday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's because you didn't have to wait till Saturday to get college football.
Exactly.
They used to play on Thursdays all the time when there were only Thursday night games. A lot of those Thursday night games were MAC games, but then they started doing Tuesday Maction. So now like you've got a lot of MAC stuff during the week.
So get this, both of these teams played more than good enough to win. I mean, listen to these stats right here. So Marcel Williams, receiver for the Akron Zips, 14 catches, 206 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is pretty freaking good.
14 catches, dang.
Yeah.
That quarterback, Finley, threw for 424 yards.
Dude, he threw 59 passes.
I know. Like, who does that anymore? 59 passes?
Yeah.
That's like, you're probably even too young to remember this, but like that was back when Mike Leach and some of those guys who came out of Valdosta State that ended up at Kentucky, like back in the early 2000s, they were the original like air raid guys.
I was about to say Kentucky was the air raid at the time.
Yeah, like they were throwing the ball like 45, 50 times a game, but 59 times a game is insane. How many rushes did they have?
So Jordan Gant, he had 22 carries for 96 rushing yards. He had, I just want to say, At a point, he had 101, but in overtime, he got tackled for a 5-yard loss. That's what brought it down to 96.
They ran a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Because they had 36 total rushes, and then they had 59 passing attempts. So they literally ran almost 100 plays.
Yeah.
Does Akron run that, like, are they fast, like kind of like Tennessee and Oregon are doing? Will they try to snap the ball within 15 seconds of the last play? Like,
no, actually they're not. They were the only time that they ran tempo was just when time was short on the clock.
Well, Kent State only had 47 snaps, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, but also true freshman quarterback Drew DeShields, 17 for 25 for 317 yards and 5 touchdown passes.
Five touchdown passes.
Both quarterbacks did pretty good.
Yeah. That's impressive.
And then I think you're gonna love this name. Kent State wide receiver DeRealist Clark, 89 receiving yards and 1 catch and 1 touchdown.
Hold on, I gotta look this. DA apostrophe capital R.
He's also a Savage Squad member.
EALYST.
Yep.
I would love to hear the backstory to how that name came about. I promise you there's some kind of story there.
Yeah.
DeRealist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly he's it's worked out for him. He's only got 3
number
catches.
30. Was he a running back at one point? That's a weird receiver number.
I don't know, but I've seen this kid make some huge plays for them. I remember in their season opener, I think it was their season opener or their second or third game of the year, they were playing FCS program, Merrimack, and they were down with 5 minutes to go after Merrimack goes on a drive, and DeRealist Clark returns the kickoff for 100 yards to win the game.
Playmaker, huh?
Yeah, but he's only got 3 catches on the whole year for 108 yards and a touchdown. But he's able to make plays in special teams and
1 catch for 89 yards.
Yeah, so he's clearly making plays.
Maybe he's the big play guy because there had a couple other guys that had 4 receptions each.
Yeah,
Deshaun Martin, Tariq Mulder.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dude,
they threw for a bunch of yards.
I love this. We're going in depth on action.
Right?
I love this.
I mean,
this brings me
if you're
joy.
a college football fan, like
exactly,
you're not sitting here just to hear about Alabama.
Exactly.
Like you want to hear about these guys are on scholarship too, man.
Exactly.
And they're freaking pounding it out on a Tuesday night so that you can watch more college football. So you got to give them some love.
Exactly. And hopefully we can get a couple of these guys to start listening, and then we'll talk about them even more.
Yeah. We need to get one of these freaking Mac guys on the podcast, bro. Work your magic. You're the guy who knows all these dudes.
Hey, as I said, DeRealist Clark is a Savage College Football follower. I will send him a message.
Tell him we want him on the pod.
I will tell him. I will tell him and see what we
I'm
can
like,
do.
I'm the analyst. I don't know any of these guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm the old dude I'm looking at the strategy. You're the guy who knows everybody.
So
use those contacts, bro.
So this is a pretty big underrated rivalry in college football. I'd say it's arguably one of the biggest rivalries in the Group of 5.
Kent State Akron?
Yeah. I mean, they battle for the wagon wheel.
Mm-hmm.
It's sick if you go back and look. I personally loved it because as soon as the game was over, they ran into the end zone and grabbed just a giant wagon wheel and carried it off the field. Kent State did. And it was
is that like the axe and all that thing? It's the wagon wheel, and whoever wins keeps the same one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was in Akron colors because Akron has won it since 2022. That was the last time Kent State won it.
Come on, Kent State, get on your game, son.
But they won it last night.
Jeez, finally. Well, the Zips are 4-7. The Flashes are 4-6.
Yeah, so that
pretty evenly matched.
Exactly.
There's not a whole lot of defense getting played by either one of those
that
teams.
made it even better because at the time, Kent State was 3-6, Akron was 4-6. So you've got a rivalry game. You're fighting to keep your bowl hopes alive.
Yeah.
And there were complete swings of momentum because, as I said, I don't think if I said this on air yet because I know I told you this before we went on air. At halftime, Akron scored a touchdown with, I think, 10 seconds left to go up 17-14. Kent State in the second half would score 21 unanswered points to go up 35-17. Akron would score 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to bring it 35-35 and send it to overtime. And then Kent State would score on the first play of overtime, and Akron was not able to convert on fourth down. I mean, you can't, and on a Tuesday night too. I mean, that's action, baby.
That was a great Tuesday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into some of last week.
Yeah, we will do that.
I was
now.
kind of like looking at last week's schedule. There was really there weren't a whole lot of games that like really turned me on as I was kind of looking at the schedule.
Did you have to use that term?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Of all the things you decide to say, interest, intrigued, grabbed my eyes, grabbed my attention, you say, turn me on.
Well, all right, I'll use a different. There weren't a lot of things that got me excited. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you good with that?
Yeah.
But there were some games that unexpectedly provided some drama, dude.
Do you mind if I run through the finals of last week, the weekdays, real quick?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and hit them real quick.
All right. So before Akron fell to Kent State, they blew out UMass 44-10. The Ohio Bobcats on Tuesday, November 4th, defeated rival Miami, Ohio in the Battle of the Bricks 24-20. Kent State fell to Ball State 17-13. Toledo blew out Northern Illinois 42-3. Georgia Southern holds on against rival App State 25-23. First time they've won in Boone since 2019.
Balls.
UTSA falls to South Florida 55-23. Northwestern falls on the road at number 19 Southern Cal 38-17. Houston survives a trap game on Friday night 30-27. And Tulane holds back a late comeback from Memphis 38-32. So yeah, we can go ahead and talk about the weekend games. Dude, I'm the first one I'm going to is Indiana Penn State.
Yeah, that was the first one I was looking at too. Like, holy cow.
Did you watch that game?
Oh yeah, like I watched that game like down to the freaking last. That was actually one of the, like, I put a post on my TikTok about like of that last catch, and then Fernando Mendoza like right at the end.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Guess what?
What?
Omar Cooper, the guy that made that catch.
Yeah,
he's a Savage Squad member.
Go Coop! Come on.
Do you want me to try to get him on?
Oh, we need Omar Cooper on the freaking podcast, bro.
Dude, that would be legendary.
That I don't remember seeing a better catch than that. Like, I'm sure I've seen a really good one at some point in my career,
because that's not like
that catch was insane.
That's not even like a flashy like one-hander or anything like that. Like it's different. Like, it's a great catch, like a one-handed catch and a catch like that are both great catches, but that one's just completely different because that one is specifically on footwork.
Yeah, that one's like being so aware of where you are and recognizing that your front foot isn't going to make it, and keeping your front foot up and dragging your second foot. Just like you said, the awareness of where he was on the field and how do I get a foot down so that this counts, on top of the fact that it was a great catch.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff.
And it was perfectly placed.
Crazy. I mean, the game was so interesting to me because on top of that catch, like Charlie Becker had two insane catches on the sideline, one on that last drive.
Yeah.
And then a different one earlier in the game. This is a guy who had 7 catches his entire career, had 7 against Penn State for 118 yards. Like, you want to talk about a guy coming in and stepping up?
Yeah.
That dude stepped up.
Great teams find ways to win on the road, because even though Penn State, let's be honest, I mean, Penn State has not lived up anywhere near expectations, but their fans still pack out that stadium, and that stadium holds over 106,000 people.
And they played well.
Yeah, Penn State played very well.
Penn State played like well. That it's not like, I mean, you could look at the score and go, oh, Indiana had a letdown game. Granted, they weren't as productive on offense as they normally are, but Penn State played really good. They freaking got after them up front on the D-line.
Yeah, they weren't intimidated at all.
No, they were putting pressure on them. They were playing with a different level of enthusiasm than I've seen them play with the whole year. Like, I don't know. I think they legitimately felt like they could beat Indiana going into that game. They
played like they could.
Yeah, no, they played like they could.
They weren't playing like a team that's 3-5 or a team that's like about to fall out of bowl eligibility.
Nope, they played really, really well.
So I gotta ask, and we'll talk about the rankings again when we head to next week, but do you think Indiana deserves to be ranked number 1, or do you think Ohio State still deserves to be there?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean,
Ohio State, I mean, they won this past week against Purdue 34-10, but Purdue's terrible. And
Yeah. But I would say, like, so for me, I think Ohio State would have to play poorly against somebody for me to knock them out.
yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
So I'm okay. Like I feel like they're ranked well in terms of where they are, and I don't think Ohio State's had a game where they came out and laid an egg, where it would be like, okay, they deserve to get jumped. They're winning the games they're supposed to win, and they're winning them, the way they should win them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dude, this was another game that I wanted to bring up, and this isn't like we won't spend too much time on this because it wasn't super like college football playoff relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Wisconsin beat number 23 Washington? And listen, their leading passer was their punter for 24 passing yards on a 4th down attempt. Their quarterback passed for 8 yards the whole game.
Wisconsin's or Washington's?
Wisconsin. Run the ball. It was snowing all game. That is the type of Wisconsin football that you like. They just run the ball up in your face, and they win over 23 Washington 13-10.
They had 47 carries for 157 yards. They only threw the ball 18 times. They were 6 for 18.
Ground and pound.
6 for 18. I mean, the whole name of the game was what? Let's see. Washington lost a fumble. They threw 1 interception, so 2 turnovers. I mean,
even when Wisconsin has a bad year, it's because of their offense. Their defense is always good.
They're always good on defense. What was the time of possession on this?
Oh man, are we able to look at that?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Team stats. Time of possession. It wasn't that bad.
Even.
Wisconsin was 31 minutes and 28 minutes to Washington. I expected it to be significantly different.
Dude, shout out to freshman linebacker for the Badgers, Mason Posa, 2.5 sacks.
The Badgers.
Oh, man. Dude.
It's good for the Big Ten for Wisconsin to win.
Dude.
It's good for the Big Ten.
Dude. Cooper Catalano, another freshman linebacker, 19 tackles.
Dang.
19 tackles against Washington.
Is Wisconsin really young?
I think so.
You said another freshman linebacker. I wonder how many freshmen.
That's 2 freshman linebackers starting right there.
Well, that'll do it for you. Like, if you got that many freshmen playing, like, that would explain some things. I don't think they have, like, an answer at quarterback. But like you said, Wisconsin passing. Sean West, number 91, 1 for 1 for 24 yards.
Oh, yeah.
The punter. Was that a fake punt?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Big plays, man. You got to make big plays to win games.
Jackson Acker, the leading receiver on the day, for 3 catches and 27 yards.
27 yards. Nice. An average of what, 9 yards per grab?
Basically. Gideon Atuka had 73 yards on 19 carries. Dude, that is like straight up Wisconsin football if I've ever seen it.
That's a Big Ten Donnybrook, and number 23 23 Washington goes down.
There was blood splattered in the snow.
There's blood on the field, and was it in Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Yep, sweet. That was good.
Snow coming down, stained red from the blood of both teams.
The blood of lambs.
It was a Donnybrook.
How about Alabama LSU, dude?
That game.
That was another one that I did not like.
I didn't
really know how that was going to turn out.
So
I didn't think Alabama was going to blow LSU out.
So you listened to my episode, right?
I did. Yeah.
So I had said kind of like, if LSU does come in and beat Alabama, I don't think we were going to be like,
yeah. I don't. You're like, I don't think it'll happen, but I'm not going to be like shocked
because it's that in that rivalry you can like LSU it's always when LSU has kind of a down year, or when they're not a top 3 team.
Yeah.
Or a top 10 team. It's like they play Alabama better than when they are a top 10 team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ty Simpson, 227 yards. Jeremy Bernard led in receiving with 79. Dude, there were 5 field goals kicked, 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'll tell you.
How about Garrett Nussmeier getting benched, dude?
I was flabbergasted. I was like, holy crap. Like, the wheels are a changing. Like, I didn't want to say the wheels are coming off because they played them good.
Yeah.
But obviously there was some difference of opinion among the assistant coaching staff than there was with Brian Kelly. Because this was the first game LSU played since Kelly was fired. And Nuss, who was a preseason Heisman contender,
I mean, if you look at
gets
him,
benched.
he went 18 for 21 for 121 yards. It's not like he threw a bunch of picks or threw a bunch of terrible passes.
No, it's more like the average per throw. What do you at 18 completions, 121 yards? What is that average? Let's see. That's a 5.8 average. That's not, if your average pass completion is under 10 yards, you're not really you're not getting the ball downfield at all. Like, it's all dink and dunk. You're hitting the back out of the backfield. But that's kind of been their problem the whole year, is like he's really struggled pushing the ball vertically down the field. And when he does, that's when he throws picks.
Throughout the year, Alabama has kind of been winning games with their offense. To this game, they won it with their defense.
Yeah. I mean,
their defense looked good. Very good.
The thing that Alabama had been doing pretty well, but is inconsistent. And honestly, to me, this is the chink in their armor, is their running game.
Yeah.
Is they've found ways in other games to run the ball and get, 120, 150 yards rushing. And then Ty Simpson ends up throwing for 250, 280. But they only rushed for 56 yards in this game. And Ty Simpson threw for 288. But that's still only about 320 yards of total offense. And that was really what got him in trouble. They lost one fumble. That was it. Simpson fumbled the ball once. But the fact that they couldn't run the football, eat up clock, allowed LSU to stay in the game.
Yeah. But, man.
Even though LSU sucks at running the ball, too, because they only rushed for 59 yards.
No, exactly.
If LSU could piss a drop on offense,
how many
they could have won this
teams
game.
Have we said that about? I remember we said that about Florida when they threw 5 interceptions against LSU. We said that about South Carolina. We've said that about Clemson. We've said that about LSU. I mean, it's not that much of a novel concept, but to some teams, I guess it is.
The running game.
Pissing a drop on offense.
Well, I think part of that, honestly, comes from teams' inability to run the football. Like,
yeah, because if you can't, you're one-dimensional.
I mean, that's going to say every team that you just listed struggles running the football.
Exactly.
And I don't know, like, what it is with it. I don't know if it's just so many of the new offensive coordinators kind of came up under pass-heavy offenses that they, don't do a great job of run scheming people. Obviously, if you're a spread team, it's harder to run the football, but most teams nowadays are running 11 personnel, which basically means 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and a back. And if you're doing that, you can move that tight end around and create numbers in the run game. But I just don't see a lot of teams who are good at that, who are like good at going, I'm going to move bodies around so that I can get numbers on you. Because that's all run game is. It's like, okay, you're going to line up with 6 in the box. I know if I give you this specific formation, you're going to give me, a strength heavy side to the right. Okay, I can motion my tight end to the left, and now I can get numbers over there. Or I can bring a wide receiver in motion and get numbers. So the teams that run the ball well, that helps them throw the ball well. And it helps them eat clock. It keeps their offense on the field, which makes their defense better because their defense is fresh. That is the recurring theme, is when we see teams by and large struggle offensively, it's because they can't run the football.
So I just want to let you know, we had a team get their first win over the weekend of the season.
Okay.
Listen to this.
Who are we talking about?
Oregon State falls to Sam Houston, who was 0-8 coming into the game. Did you hear me say that Malik Murphy was benched?
Yes, I think you texted me that. Or no, you said that. When did you say
I said that last week, I think. Or did I say it a couple weeks ago?
No, I think you did say it last week. Or maybe, I can't remember. It was a couple weeks. Did he play this game or was he back?
No, he didn't play.
Jeez. Sam Houston? Holy cow.
Yeah. Listen,
Like Oregon State has reached like new lows.
Mabry
of badness.
Matauer, 43 passing yards, 4 for 10 and a touchdown, 29 rushing yards on 3 carries.
Wow.
Dude,
That's painful.
I mean,
they're really bad. Like really bad.
Dude, obviously. But it makes me laugh because Malik Murphy had such a good thing going for him at Duke after he transferred there from Texas.
I
mean, they won 9 games last year. They competed in the ACC. They won a lot of their ACC games.
Yep.
And he said, "Oh, Oregon State's offering me a check. Let me go play there." Duke would run circles around Oregon State right now.
Well, the grass isn't always greener either.
No, it's not. We talked about that.
He got paid, but now he's sitting on the bench, which is a bad look, for every kid. I mean, here's the reality. Most guys aren't going to make it to the NFL, but every kid thinks he's going to make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
And every kid's trying to do that, trying to put themselves in a position to make it in the NFL. That's the best way to not get a chance to go to the NFL. Bolt a good program, go to a bad program so you can get your check and then get benched.
Yep.
Good plan. Good one.
Exactly.
I don't think that one really worked out that well for you.
No, it didn't. Dude, how about this one? This was something that not really many people paid attention to. The week after Duke goes to Clemson and beats the Tigers in Death Valley, they go on the road and lose to UConn 37-34. Now, UConn is 7-3, 5-0 at home. Joe Fagnano threw for 27 completions, 311 passing yards, and 3 touchdowns. Listen to his stats. Joe Fagnano on the season, 2,840 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Jeez. They must give up a lot of points for them to be 5-4 right now.
No, UConn 7-3.
UConn 7-3. That's right.
Yeah, Duke is 5-4.
What conference is UConn?
They're independent.
They're independent. Okay.
But they've played a pretty. They don't have a terrible schedule looking at. They lost to Syracuse. That was when they still had Steve Angeli. So that was when they still had their starting quarterback before he went down with an ACL injury.
Lost to Delaware, beat
in a
Ball
shootout.
State, beat Buffalo.
They beat Boston College.
Beat FIU, beat BC, lost to Rice, beat UAB, beat Duke.
They've been putting up points.
They got some decent wins.
It's always nice to see these schools that are normally known for basketball be good in football,
right?
And those kids are finally are starting to get the recognition and support they deserve because they work just as hard as those championship programs.
Well, to kind of stay in the ACC arena, how about Virginia, who finally gets up into the playoff picture, and then the same week allows Wake Forest to beat them 16.
Does anybody want to win in the ACC? Because
Louisville
also lost to Cal in overtime.
No one in the ACC wants to win. Like the ACC, it's like literally, I don't want to win. Can you please take this potential title away from me? Like you said, freaking Louisville goes and loses to Cal.
You know who did win?
SMU might be the team in the ACC.
You know who did win?
Clemson?
No, the U.
Oh, okay. I'm not even talking about the U anymore.
Miami comes up with a win, 38-10 over Syracuse.
Blows.
They're terrible.
They're awful.
But it's funny because now it would be hilarious if Miami somehow, after losing 2 games they should not have lost, and comes in and somehow wins the ACC
creeps in.
and creeps into the college football playoff, and then everyone would be saying, "Oh my gosh, the U is back! They made it back to the college football playoff."
Even if they got into the playoff, they're not back. They've lost games they shouldn't lose. They're definitely not back.
Oh man, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis aren't walking through that door.
I think the ACC is an interesting conference right now. I thought Clemson looked better than I've seen them look the whole season.
Did you watch the game?
I did watch it.
I watched it, and they didn't look terrible, but I thought this was more of Florida State looking terrible than Clemson looking great. Did you see how many wide open drops Florida State had?
Yes, I did.
If Florida State catches those passes, I don't know if Clemson wins that game.
I think
because
Micah Danzy had dropped 2 or 3.
Did you see that
one big one right there at the end when they were could have potentially they were going? I think it was a 4th down or something like that, but that drive would have potentially tied it, and he just, I mean, he was wide open, and it was like an 8-yard throw, and he just dropped
Did you
it.
see the throw on a 4th down where Castellanos threw down the sideline, and the
Mhm.
man, like, no one was around him, and he just drops it.
How many drops did they have? It was a lot.
I don't know, and I wish that was available.
Their
I don't
receiver,
think that's available.
no,
in the
it's
stats,
not in the stats. Their receiver corps played terrible.
It was pretty awful. And then Castellanos was just running for his life all day. Another team we haven't talked about. This is funny because we're just talking about the crappers.
Are we out of the ACC now?
No, we're still in the ACC.
Oh my gosh, you're still in the ACC. Who we're going to talk about? North Carolina,
who've won 2 straight games. Bill Belichick is trying to bring the culture back to the Tar Heels.
I think he's up for every open job now.
Oh my gosh.
The coaching
they win
carousel.
At Syracuse on Halloween night, 27-10, and
Stanford.
they beat Stanford.
Oh, yeah, Stanford.
They host Stanford 20-15 and a win there.
Stanford's another team that just like makes me mad.
because they used to be so good.
Yeah, dude. I grew up when like Stanford was Stanford. They were like,
they had Andrew Luck. They had Kevin Hogan.
Yeah,
that was when I was growing
up.
Harbaugh
was the coach. Like they were like the Wisconsin of the West Coast.
Yeah.
They'd slobber knock you. They had who's the running back? Christian McCaffrey, and before him
Bryce Love afterwards.
Yeah, they could run the freaking ball down your throat. They were tight end you. They were really like freaking good, and they're terrible. Like it makes me want to freaking throw up how bad they are. It's not good for college football for Stanford to suck.
No.
There's certain teams that need to be good. Stanford's one of them.
This is a game we haven't talked about. Texas Tech beating the absolute crap out of BYU.
Oh, dude, that did not surprise me at all.
It didn't either. It didn't surprise me either. I know I think I talked about last week how I thought BYU would go in there and win. But as the week went on and I looked at it, I was kind of like, you know what? Because you can go back. There's a post that I made the day of on Saturday that I had picked Texas Tech to win.
Yeah. So for me, like BYU is one of those teams that always, like, if they've got a decent team, they always get rated, but they play a crappy schedule. And the minute they play somebody good, they get exposed. Like they rarely win a game against a top 10 football team.
Well, to be fair, Texas Tech also lost a game they shouldn't have lost against Arizona State earlier in the year.
No, I'm not like excusing Texas Tech's loss. I'm just saying like that's a thing that BYU does. Like I never think, oh, BYU is going to beat this like power, one of these Power 5
like
teams
they did in
from
the 90s.
From the SEC or the Big 12 that they used to do. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, if you saw BYU's defense, they played good. BYU's defense played phenomenal in this game if you watched it, because there were countless times where BYU made mistakes and would turn the ball over or would have horrible field position, and Texas Tech would have the ball in great field position and they would have to settle for a field goal because BYU's defense would bail them out almost every drive.
Yeah. Well, just to circle back to one of our recurring talking points,
if they could piss a drop on offense,
BYU rushed for 67 yards. Texas Tech rushed for 150. They threw for pretty close to the same amount.
What's the common denominator here?
The running game.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not that like BYU. I mean, Bachmeier was 23 for 28, 188 yards. Now that's not a lot per completion, but still,
that's serviceable.
It's serviceable. I mean, Morton only threw. He was 17 for 32 for Texas Tech, but Texas Tech could run the football.
So another game in the SEC we have not talked about. Texas A&M lays a whooping on Missouri, 38-17. Your thoughts?
I mean, Texas A&M is a team that, for me, I have not been a believer. Like, not that I don't think they're a good football team. I think they're a really good football team. But I've kind of been continuing to wait for them to lay an egg somewhere. Just because I haven't been sure that Marcel Reed is like a guy that can take them all the way.
Oh, Marcel Reed's a Savage Squad member.
But
how dare you?
You're gonna let me finish. I am starting to become a believer.
See,
he was 20 for 29, threw for 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, didn't make any mistakes in the passing game. The thing about A&M that I love is they can run the football.
Reuben Owens, guess what? He's another Savage Squad member. 13 carries, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That youngster is a freaking stallion with the ball in his hands.
Yes,
they ran
he
for
is.
243 yards rushing. And Reed only accounted for 29 of it. So that's your running backs carrying the ball. And Reed, it was really good in the passing game. Like I said, they're starting. Like I've known they're a good football team. My question has always been, are they the best team in the SEC? Can they go toe to toe with Ohio State? And I'm starting to think they can.
See, you might have just jinxed them, because now that
Hold
you
on.
say that, imagine they lose to South Carolina Saturday.
I'll give them a knock on wood.
Matt,
Okay, they're not losing to South Carolina Saturday, dude. South Carolina is probably one of the worst football teams in the country.
so
They're terrible.
So since you're so confident in this,
Yes.
you are so confident in this,
Okay, I sense a dare coming.
If Texas A&M somehow loses to South Carolina Saturday, you've got to do something on the podcast next week, and I don't know what it is because I haven't decided. And we got to come up with this, so we got to come up with something.
Okay,
but
yeah,
we got to make some fun out of this, since if it somehow happens. I'm not saying it will, because I don't think it will either. But if it does,
maybe I have to do the podcast with the South Carolina helmet on the whole time.
That would be funny.
Okay,
that'd be really funny.
I'll do that.
Okay, yeah.
If A&M loses to South Carolina, I will do the entire podcast with the South Carolina helmet on.
Yes, and I will forward it to every South Carolina player that follows the page.
That's exactly right. Okay, but it's not going to happen. But in summary, yeah, A&M, really good football team. I think they are one of the most. I think in the SEC, they're the most balanced football team there is. I also think, and just nationally, they're one of the most balanced football teams, along with Ohio State and Indiana, I think.
Last 2 games I just wanted to bring up. Actually, yeah, last 2 games I want to bring up. Oregon survives on the road at Iowa. That doesn't surprise me. That game was close. No, Iowa always plays games close.
I was going to say, you actually said like Kinnick Stadium is a hard freaking place to play.
It is, especially if you're a top 10 team.
It is a hard play. Like that place, Iowa's just like, Iowa's like
another Wisconsin.
It's kind of like another Wisconsin, right? They're just a bunch of freaking slobber knockers.
Yeah.
Freaking corn-fed kids from Nebraska and Iowa.
Just run the ball.
They just
play
know
defense.
How to hit. Run the ball, play defense. They're freaking tough as nails. Half of them probably know how to freaking rope a calf and like milk a cow. Like they probably all grew up, farming and helping around the freaking ranch, and
football was just their side thing that they did on the side, and they just get an offer.
Tough as hell, dude. And they play football like on a Friday night at some town in the middle of a freaking cornfield, but everyone from the town shows up on Friday night. Like Iowa is a cool ass football like place.
Yeah.
It's the old school Big Ten.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's freaking hard to win there. And the boys figured that out on Saturday. Like they barely came out of there alive.
Yeah, but that was I'll give it to Oregon. That's a solid win right there.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa scored with how many minutes? Like Oregon had to drive it down in the last minute and 50 seconds to kick that field goal.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Oregon, or I thought I was gonna. Well, I didn't think they were gonna win because
you thought they were gonna keep it close.
They scored too fast.
Yeah.
Right when they were on that drive, I was sitting there going, "Okay, if they can score with."
Did you watch the game?
I watched the last half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sitting there thinking, okay, if they can score with like 30 seconds left, they got a really good chance to win. But if they score with a minute and a half, Oregon's got way too much time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happened.
And then the last 2 games I really want to talk about just real quick, and we won't spend too much time on these. SEC games back in the. Excuse you.
I did put my mic on mute, so.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
2 interesting SEC games. Vanderbilt survives a trap game from Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you watched that game, did you see what Cam Coleman did?
I did not watch that game. I watched like
the highlights?
A tiny bit of it, but no. Mm-hmm.
Cam Coleman, they were down 30-38, Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Coleman made a one-handed touchdown catch. and then made a one-handed 2-point conversion catch to tie it up.
Wow.
And then Vanderbilt would end up running down, scoring in overtime and holding on defense. But Cam Coleman is a stud.
Didn't Hugh Freeze get fired this week too?
He got fired last week.
Before that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they lost 10-3 to Kentucky.
Ouch.
Speaking of Kentucky,
Mark Stoops is back on the comeback trail.
they got their second straight win. Dude.
How about them Wildcats?
Dude,
boys?
they took Florida to the woodshed.
Dude, Florida is the most bipolar freaking football team in the SEC.
Well, we've talked about this all year. Kentucky, their issue has been on offense. They've had a solid defense all year.
Yeah, no, I know.
And they forced like 4 turnovers.
They finally scored. Well, that's because they forced 4 turnovers. They gave themselves a bunch of short fields.
Cutter Boley, he played pretty well. I mean, he threw for 2 touchdowns, 18 for 23 and 168 yards. Dante Dowdell, 7 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown. I was happy for Kentucky in that win.
I like Mark Stoops. I like Mark Stoops being good. Like, I don't want to see him out of a job. Like, I think he's kind of one of those throwback, like, tough kind of, run the ball. Like, he's kind of like, he wants to build a team like Georgia, right? Like, that's the kind of team he wants to build. He just hasn't gotten those kind of players in there. But I like the way that he coaches football, and I like the teams he puts on the field when he has decent players.
So,
and how about your boy DJ Lagway getting another SEC starting quarterback getting the bench?
Well, dude,
Saturday.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. He threw 5 interceptions against LSU earlier in the year.
He's not very good at football.
So listen to this. Kentucky could possibly make a bowl game if you really think about it. It's not out of the realm because they've got Tennessee Tech this weekend.
Okay, that's a win. That's 5-5.
They're at Vandy and they're at Louisville. But think about this. The last few times that Louisville has been ranked and Kentucky's had kind of a down year, Kentucky's won.
Louisville, Kentucky is like, Alabama, Auburn,
or Carolina Clemson.
It's
NC State, North Carolina.
Anybody can win that game no matter how good you are. Like,
exactly.
There's been years where Louisville sucked and they beat a ranked Kentucky team. There's been years.
How about when Louisville had Lamar Jackson and Kentucky went into Louisville and beat them?
That's what I'm saying. Kentucky can win. Like, that's just a game that you throw the records out, and because they're always hyped about it.
Exactly.
So and you never know. I mean, listen, Vandy could trip. If Kentucky comes out and plays well on offense and Cutter Boley has another good game and they can figure out how to run the football. I mean, that was the other thing. Kentucky ran the football for 233 yards.
Yeah.
Which they have not been doing as well.
Well,
that's always been Kentucky's thing is they hang
Kentucky's
their head on the run
had
game.
A solid stud running back.
Yeah,
every year. Boom Williams. They had JoJo Kemp. They had Benny Snell. They had Chris Rodriguez. They had Cavalier Smoke.
Cavalier Smoke. That's the best name in college football, I think, ever.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best name ever. I want him to just keep playing so I can say Cavalier Smoke.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he's not playing anymore, which is the sad part.
That is sad.
So we're about to go to the rankings and we'll talk about the next week real quick. But I just want to let you know, when you were at Murray State, you guys did play Tennessee Tech, correct?
Yeah, we played. Tennessee Tech was tough. They were like they were an old school, like a Big Ten run the football, play good defense football team.
So last season, and the season before that, Hammond, one of your old coaching stomping grounds, had a safety by the name of Adese Jamison. He's now playing at Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech is 10-0. They have not lost a game.
Are they still in the OVC, in the Ohio Valley Conference?
I think they are. Let me check. Yes, they're first in the OVC.
Have they played UT Martin yet? Because I know UT Martin's like one of the best teams in the OVC too.
Nope. UT Martin is
they don't play.
No, they play them last game of the season.
That will be the OVC tilt right there.
Yep.
How's the old Racers doing? They're not very good anymore, are they?
I don't think so. I haven't checked them, but I don't think they're very good.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
The Racers not running around the field very often.
No. Dang, dude. I'm looking at Tennessee Tech, and they've put up some crazy points. They beat Davidson 72-14.
Jeez.
And they beat Western Illinois 66-20.
Dang. Western Illinois?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Chattanooga 45-17. Rat-tat-tatty. Here comes Chatty. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm expecting Kentucky to win, but Tennessee Tech knows how to play football. I wouldn't.
They could win that.
I definitely wouldn't say
No,
this is a cakewalk.
They're good enough to win that game.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's talk. Let's head into the rankings real quick.
Let's look at the rankings, son.
So I didn't watch the show last night. I didn't. So let's go ahead and start this here. Number 25, Cincinnati in the Big 12. They weren't ranked last week. Number 24, the South Florida Bulls making their first appearance in the college football rankings at number 24.
Go Bulls.
Tennessee moves up 2 spots after a bye week to 23. Pitt moves up to number 22 after being number 24 last week. Iowa only drops 1 spot after losing to Oregon. I mean, that's kind of best case scenario, really.
Yeah, I mean, they almost beat Oregon, too. I mean, so
Louisville drops 5 spots to number 20. Virginia drops 5 spots to number 19. Michigan moves up 3 spots to 18. Michigan moves up to 18. Virginia. Yeah, Virginia's at 19. Michigan's at 18. Southern Cal is at 17. Georgia Tech has a bye week, move up 1 spot after losing to NC State and having a bye week to recover. And Miami,
like that,
and Miami is once again the highest ranked team in the ACC.
I just can't even right now.
At 15.
Miami is another like Notre Dame, right? They get ranked on their name, in my opinion. Like Georgia Tech's 8-1, Miami's 7-2. Arguably, Georgia Tech has looked better in a lot of their wins. Why are they ranked below Miami?
Who knows? You know who's ranked ahead of Miami? Vanderbilt at 14.
Vandy at 8-2.
Dude, Vandy, I think, and Vandy's got a bye week this week. So they can sit back and watch the chaos unfold, and maybe if things happen their way, they can move up a little bit.
Yeah.
Utah remains at number 13. I think they also had a bye week. BYU drops down after getting dominated by Texas Tech, but they still remain in the top 12. I think that's a gift.
Yeah, that is a gift. BYU is not a top 12 football team.
Oklahoma moves up a spot to number 11 after they also had a bye week. Texas moves up a spot to number 10. Notre Dame moves up a spot to 9. Oregon moves up a spot to 8. Ole Miss drops a spot to number 7 because they played the Citadel.
Yeah.
Texas Tech moves up 2 spots to 6. And then the rest of the top 5 has not changed whatsoever. Georgia remains at number 5. Alabama remains at number 4. Texas A&M remains at number 3. Indiana at 2. Ohio State at 1. I mean, I don't really see any reason to change the top 5 until one of those teams loses or, unless someone under Ohio State or under the other teams beats an insane team or wins by an insane amount of points against a ranked team, I see no reason to change it.
How do you feel about, I understand why they are where they are, but just in terms of where you think they should be, how do you feel about 4 and 5? About Alabama being 4 and Georgia being 5?
I agree with it.
You do?
Alabama beat Georgia. That's Georgia's only loss.
I mean, I know that, but I'm saying as you watch them as a whole and you look at their body of work, if they played each other again right now, who do you think would win?
Are you seriously going to ask me this?
Don't be a homer. Put your analyst hat on.
Being a homer, dude. I'm wearing a Georgia hoodie right now, and I literally predicted Bama to beat Georgia. So don't call me a homer.
That is true. You did predict Alabama to beat Georgia.
I was about to say, don't call me a homer.
I think that was your best call of the year.
If anything, my entire life, whenever Georgia played Alabama, you'd be like, all right, Kale, Georgia plays Alabama today. You ready? No, we're going to lose.
That's fear, though. That's not like the last time when you picked it last time, you picked it because of reasons, analytics.
Yeah.
Not fear. Usually you say we're going to lose because you don't want to win, or you don't want to say we're going to win.
I don't want to win is crazy.
Because you don't want to be disappointed. So you just build it up in your head that you're automatically going to lose. That way you don't get disappointed when you lose. That was like what you did when you're young.
So if they played again right now,
who would you pick?
I don't know, dude, because the thing
it's a coin toss.
It really is.
I'm not convicted about either direction.
I'm not. Because I want to say Alabama, but it's really hard to beat a team twice in the same year. That rarely ever happens if you play twice. And then Georgia just always seems to fall apart against Alabama.
Yeah.
and not make it happen. So you really don't really know what way to go on this.
Do you think Texas Tech at 6 is better than Ole Miss and Oregon at 7 and 8?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah. So you feel like do you feel pretty good about where the top 10 is right now?
I would say so. I think
The top 12 are the playoff teams, right?
Yeah, well, no, because they're going to have the highest ranked group of 5 team in there.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So
I heard they were saying that Oklahoma is supposed to be the first team out, and I don't disagree with that.
they'd be out before BYU?
Well, I don't think BYU is going to be in there either because they're taking the 4 highest conference champions too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it's not just your ranking. It's 4 highest conference champions. Well, and that's Big 10, SEC,
ACC, Big 12,
Big 12.
and then a group of 5 conference champ, highest ranked group
that's
of 5
team. And then 7
the rest teams. The rest are just the best teams.
Okay. So yeah, BYU won't be in there.
But I don't really think Oklahoma's shown. Oklahoma's holding on to playoff hope, but they haven't. I don't think they're a playoff team.
Which ACC team do you think is going to get in? I mean, obviously we're conjecturing at this point, but the ACC is literally like take a dump in a cup and stir it up with a spoon. That's the ACC. Like, I don't really know which is going to come out. They all kind of suck.
You've got the U. You've got Georgia Tech.
I'm not buying the U.
You've got and then you've got Virginia, Louisville, and Georgia Tech, who have all decided, well, I don't really want to be in this position, so let's just lose our most recent game.
Georgia Tech's a team that ticks me off because they
should have won.
They should have won. They should be 9-0 right now, and they should be firmly in control of the ACC. And they freaking pissed down their leg. And Virginia shouldn't even be in this conversation, in my opinion. Like, Virginia's not a good football team.
Huh? Not a good football team is crazy.
All right.
No, that's actually crazy.
Let me take the word back. Virginia is not a football team that should be in the playoff conversation. They are a solid football team.
Okay, I was about to say, calling them not good when I say they're 7-2 is crazy.
When I say, in the context of my conversation, was like good enough to be in the playoffs.
If you're a Virginia fan or a Virginia player listening, I just went to bat for you.
That's right.
So make sure you don't unfollow.
Kale fell on a sword for you.
Exactly.
So keep following Savage College Football.
If you don't, Virginia hate might spew out of my mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of where I think that whole conference champion thing is a little bit stupid because there could be an argument made that maybe no team from the ACC should be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Depending on how things go the next few weeks.
Which is pretty crazy that you say that.
It's kind of valid, though.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
I mean, maybe
it's crazy to say it.
The only team that I would argue that maybe right now is Georgia Tech.
I mean, it's possible to have a bad game.
Yeah,
it's possible, but
they've got one loss, so we'll see if they can get through the rest of the season without getting knocked off by somebody.
I mean, they play at Boston College, who's 1-8 or 1-9, so they shouldn't have any trouble there. Then they host Pitt, and then they play Georgia. Yeah. And Georgia Tech last year took, I think, 10 years off my life. I was watching that game till 1 a.m, and I literally thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
All right. Well, let's talk about what we got coming up this week. There's some interesting matchups.
Yeah.
Still not like a massive week of football, but there are a couple games in there that have caught my eye.
We had one other final from last night, though.
Okay.
Western Michigan achieves bowl eligibility
over
Broncos. Ohio 17-13. You're from the Western Michigan part,
Go Bronx.
You've always been a supporter of all the Michigan schools and Western. I remember you said you used to go to Western occasionally when you were back living in Michigan. You were in college. You always had a good time there.
Central Western weekend is kind of like going to the Carolina Clemson game.
Oh, really? Is that big of a rivalry?
It's it's a huge rivalry. There's lots of bonfires. There's way too much alcohol imbibed. Central Western weekend is crazy.
They played actually last week.
Yeah.
And Western won 24-21 in Donnybrook.
Yep. Western. Get some Western.
Yeah. Western Michigan Broncos going to a bowl game.
Go Broncos.
Go.
Let's get it. Okay. So this week coming up, there are a few games that are interesting.
Can I run through the week slate real quick?
Yeah.
Buffalo at Central Michigan. The
Mhm.
Chippewas play tonight at 7 p.m.
Go Chips.
Northern Illinois at UMass, Toledo at Miami of Ohio. And then Thursday, we've got Troy at Old Dominion. Friday, Clemson at Louisville and Minnesota at Oregon. And then, yeah, you can go through. We can now talk about the weekend.
Yeah. So do you think there's any chance that Louisville trips up against Clemson?
Do I think there's a chance? Yes.
I mean, do you think there's a realistic chance?
Well, okay. Honestly, now that I think about it, Louisville just lost to Cal. Louisville's probably pissed off.
Yeah.
That I don't see them losing.
They should come back out of that one pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Oregon, when it comes to Minnesota, I don't really know what to expect because Minnesota's another team, kind of like Wisconsin and Iowa. They've got a good defense, but they don't move the ball very well on offense.
Yeah.
And it's at Oregon. If it was at Minnesota, maybe. I would be a lot more intrigued. But right now, Oregon's favored by 25.5.
Yeah, I think that's the line on that is probably pretty reasonable. The line on the Louisville game is only 2.5, though.
Are you picking Louisville to cover? Or are you taking Clemson to take the points?
My head tells me Louisville. My heart tells me Clemson. You know.
Oh Lord.
So I'm gonna go with the fighting Dabo Sweeneys.
Oh man,
and take Clemson on this one
to take the points or to win.
I'm taking them to win.
Oh man, dude, that would be crazy. Louisville would get their hearts knocked out the playoff.
Where's the game?
It's at Louisville.
Okay, then I'm not taking them to win. I'm taking Clemson to cover.
But you're taking Louisville to win.
I'm taking Louisville to win.
Okay. Notre Dame at Pitt. Number 9 Notre Dame at number 22 Pittsburgh.
This is one of the two games that is the most interesting to me this weekend. So they are playing at Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Notre Dame, dude, is giving 12.5. Like, are you buying that?
I don't know.
A 12.5 point spread?
I don't know if I am.
And it's at Pittsburgh. Like, this is the game before I even looked at the odds that I was like, that's a trap game for Notre Dame, in my opinion.
So
Pittsburgh's moving up.
So did you see the press conference that Pat Narduzzi had? When I just want to. Okay, we all know Notre Dame is not in the ACC in football, but they're in the ACC in every other sport.
Right?
Stupid. I think that's extremely stupid.
It is stupid. Notre Dame just needs to get in a conference, but they won't because they make more money from their TV contract with NBC.
Regardless.
Yeah.
In the press conference, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, someone decided to ask head coach Pat Narduzzi if this is a must-win game for them. I mean, think about it. You're 7-2, but you're first in the ACC. You've won 5 straight games. After this, you're at Georgia Tech. You host Miami. So you've got a tough final 3 games. You got to
play 2 of the best teams in the conference.
So Pat Narduzzi is asked if this is a must-win game. This was his response.
Controlling your own destiny. Do you feel like this is a must-win for this team when it comes to something?
Absolutely not. You know, it is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. You know, I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us.
So, is that true? Yes, because it's not a must-win technically, because it's not a conference game.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
Why
from
would
a
you say
conference
that?
Perspective, but
why say that?
I mean, I think that's one of those things where, to a certain extent, he's being honest, which is something a lot of people say. I wish more coaches would be honest and not give us always the BS coach answer. Like,
yeah,
every game is a must-win game. Like, that's the answer everyone would give, right?
Yeah,
people are sick of those answers.
But
I wouldn't say I'd rather get beat 110 to nothing.
Like what? Like I saying it's not a must-win, that's fine.
True,
but saying, we can get beat 110 to 10. What? And then your players are like, oh, okay, well, we don't have to get too hyped up for this game.
Yeah.
And then college game days go in there. I mean, so if Notre Dame blows out Pitt,
I mean, personally, like if I'm Pitt, and I know again technically it's not a must-win game, but if I got to play Georgia Tech and Miami in the next 2 weeks after this, I want to come out of this game either with a win or I want to play exceptionally well and come out of it thinking, okay, we could have won had we not made a mistake here or a mistake there.
But we can. What this shows, we can compete with
Right.
Miami and Georgia Tech.
But if you actually follow his line of thinking and they got blown out 110-0, what's the mentality of your players when they have to line up the next week against an 8-1 Georgia Tech team or a 9-1 Georgia Tech team? They're going to think, man, we suck and we got to go play a really good football team. Like, that's not, I know what he was saying, but like you said, it was kind of like a poor choice of words. Like, you could say it in a different way.
I think it was more right message, wrong messenger.
Yeah,
like
right
if someone
message,
on the media, if
right
someone,
message, wrong words.
Yeah, well, if
Yeah.
someone like in the media said that, like no one would care. That'd be fine.
Right.
Like if Josh Pate or like Kirk Herbstreit said it, like no one would care.
Yeah.
But since he's the head coach, they care.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you, but I think so. Back to the spread. It's a 12.5 point spread. It's at Pitt. What are you picking?
I'm picking Notre Dame to cover, man.
To cover.
Yeah.
You're buying Notre Dame.
Dude,
you're buying Notre Dame.
It kills me in my heart to say
I was going to say, you are kind of a Notre Dame hater. So,
like, look, I have mixed feelings on Notre Dame.
yeah.
Obviously, I've got love for Notre Dame. They let me into their facility, let me look at their locker room and weight room and stuff like that when I went up to visit South Bend a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't like that they're always so hyped just because their name is Notre Dame. They were 0-2 at one point, by the way. Just keep that in mind.
But they ripped off 7 in a row since then.
They have, but who have they beaten that's worth noting?
That is a very valid point. Like, I mean, if you look
they
at
lost to Miami,
right,
and they lost to A&M.
If you look at their schedule, then their wins are against Purdue,
terrible,
Duty, Arkansas,
terrible,
Boise State,
Group of 5 team, good, but still Group of 5.
NC State, which is starting to look
average.
like a better win,
They're
but
like
they're an average ACC team. USC,
only ranked team they've played.
Right. Boston College,
horrible.
Navy. That's their wins.
Navy's a good Group of 5 team, but again, they can't. Navy never competes with Notre Dame. They just can't. They don't have the guys. And I'd never have understood why that's such a big rivalry because Notre Dame blows them out every time.
Yeah. I mean,
it
when I was growing up, it was closer, but it was, because no one knew how to stop the option and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, here's the reality. This is when you look at their schedule, that's why they're not in a conference. Because they can put a schedule like that together
and make the playoff
and because everyone, and this is like, hey, I don't fault them for being intelligent, right? Like, I understand everyone else is like, you should get in a conference, play a harder schedule, right? Which all makes sense from the standpoint of wanting to see a more competitive Notre Dame schedule. But if I'm Notre Dame and I've got all this, cachet built up around my brand, and NBC is going to pay me, freaking truckloads of money to continue to televise my games only on NBC. And I can cherry pick my schedule. And as long as I do that and win 10 games a year, I'm going to be in the college football playoff. No one else in this country has that set up.
I guess.
Anyone else that's 10-2 is going to be fighting to get into the playoff. Fighting. Notre Dame 10-2, they're in.
I guess so. Yeah.
I bet you'll see some 10-2 teams that don't get in.
An underrated Big Ten matchup here. Number 21 Iowa, number 17 Southern Cal. That's an underrated one.
Is it at Southern Cal?
Yep. Southern Cal's favored by 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Iowa on the points. And then the other one was Oklahoma, Alabama.
Before you even go on to that one, just kind of a sidebar. Like, I'm interested, and I don't know the answer to this, but I mean, Lincoln Riley was the hottest name in college coaching 4 or 5 years ago when he left Oklahoma and went to USC. And now he's kind of like just everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought he was going to go there and USC was going to become like a juggernaut. But they ended
Defense prevents that from happening.
They ended up being the knot and not the with no jugger in front of it.
Dude, I can't believe this was another game I forgot to mention. I don't know how I forgot to mention this one. Texas at Georgia. Top 10 matchup.
You brought up Oklahoma, Alabama. We didn't even talk about it.
No, but I was just bringing up games that intrigued us.
Yeah. I mean, Oklahoma, Alabama is at Alabama to begin with. The spread's 5.5.
This will be the first time I think that Oklahoma plays in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Is it really?
I think. or either that or the first time they've played. I know it's the first time they played in Bryant-Denny since joining the SEC. But I don't think they've played there since the 90s.
I think Alabama covers. I don't think Oklahoma's really good on defense.
This will kind of be like the LSU game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like I think Oklahoma will go in and compete, but I think Alabama will win by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it may be like something like 20-9 or like because
That's literally the Alabama LSU score.
I know. Well, that's kind of why I compared it.
Gotcha.
But I think it'll probably be something like 17-6.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, a fairly competitive game, but I think Alabama covers and wins. What was the other game you said?
Texas at Georgia. Dude, I completely forgot about that one.
Okay. So,
this
one's very intriguing to me.
So, Georgia,
which Texas team is going to show up?
It's no question that Georgia has had Texas as his number in the last year. I mean, they beat them in Austin, and they went and beat them again in the SEC championship.
Are you surprised at the line? It's 5.5.
I didn't even see the line. Oh,
it's not that big.
Honestly,
we've seen like about 7 games where the line's 5.5.
I was expecting it to be lower.
Oh, really? It's at Georgia.
I know, but
so,
again,
all right. So talk about that. Why? Like, what in your head? What is it that gives you that's like, hey, Texas has got a real chance in this game between the hedges in Athens?
Texas defense.
Their defense. And so you think they match up well against Georgia's running game or their passing game or just overall?
I think just overall. And another thing, Georgia, their defense is not like they have been in 2023 or 2022 or 2021. I mean,
it's not like
it's serviceable and it's good.
It's just not, but it's not like a shutdown.
Exactly.
Like you're going to be lucky if you score 10 points on us.
Yeah, like that's how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still a good defense, but they're not that level of elite. I would say they're a good defense right now.
I think that's valid. And
before last week, they only had 8 sacks on the year.
That's a very un-Georgia thing.
Exactly. And I think they recorded 3 or 4 sacks last week, but still, I mean, Georgia was a team that was leading and allowed yards per game and, getting to the quarterback, forcing turnovers. I mean, that was what Georgia did best.
Mm-hmm.
And again, their defense has still been good. It's still been solid, but it hasn't been elite like it's used to being. And that's one of the things that kind of makes me feel like Texas has a chance.
Well, guess how many sacks Texas has?
I'm going to go with 25.
34. Dude, they freaking get after the quarterback.
Yeah. I told you, their defense is a stud.
Colin Simmons has 8 sacks.
Oh, my God.
Outside backer.
Colin Simmons is a beast. We talked about him after they played Oklahoma.
Yep. He that guy's a freaking stud. Anthony has 4. There's a lot of guys that have like 1, 3. Ethan Burke and Trey Moore both have 3. But yeah, they have 34 sacks as a defense, bro.
Yeah.
And they give up, let's see, how many picks do they have?
This will be a battle of Colin Simmons versus CJ Allen.
Yeah. They also have, let's see, 9 interceptions. Yeah. I mean, you're right. They give up, defensively, they give up an average of
they had 1 bad game against Mississippi State.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't think they've given up many points.
And Arch Manning's playing a lot better.
Oh no.
I'm not like,
No, I'm not saying
Manning's the man. I'm just saying.
I know you're not. I'm just saying the Arch Manning people from the preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, he's starting to be that guy.
But we've said from the beginning, he's a freshman. He's going to need to develop. It's going to take time, right?
Yeah.
But that's what his arc looks like right now. He's developing as a quarterback. Texas looks better up front. They seem to have settled some things down on their O-line because they were terrible in the beginning. And so I think this is a very interesting game.
And they're coming off a bye week.
Yeah, they've had 2 weeks to get ready for Georgia. Steve
Georgia
Sarkisian's a good
has a
football
week
coach. So here's the real question: who are you choose? What's your pick on this
to
game?
win.
Well, start with the points. Does Georgia
I'm picking
cover or does Texas cover?
Texas covers.
Okay, so you're taking Texas with a point straight up. Who's going to win?
Oh man.
Could you even pick against Gunnar Stockton? Is that even a thing?
I mean, I've done it once before and it was right.
Gunnar Stockton is a winner.
I mean, yeah, but I've done it once this year and I was right.
Yeah, you did.
The only time I did it, I was right. Oh man, dude, I don't know.
I think this is
Here's the
this
thing.
is like the toughest game of the week.
Because
for
here's
me.
the thing. This is basically a must-win game for Texas. If they
For
lose,
sure.
they're eliminated.
Yep, they've got 2 losses already. But if they could beat Georgia, that's a huge win. And it also puts them on an inside track to get into the SEC championship.
And here's the thing. Playoff-wise, Georgia can lose the game. They don't have to win it.
That's true.
And, I mean, but if they win, it would help with seeding
Mhm.
and possibly give them a week off, depending on if they move on and go to the SEC championship or depending on all of those things.
Who wins?
Texas covers. Georgia wins by 2.
Wow. Okay.
What do you think?
Texas wins.
Wow. You think Texas wins?
I'm picking Texas.
Oh man. I think the game ends.
And I wouldn't have said that 10 minutes ago, but after you started talking about their defense and I went and looked up their defensive statistics, you're right. They are really good on defense. And I don't think Georgia is so good on offense that they can go score 25, 28 points, right? To me, it's going to come down to, can Texas not turn the ball over, right? And can Sarkisian figure out a way to score 28 points? I think if Texas can score 28 points and not turn the ball over, they win. Now, if Arch Manning throws 2 picks or Texas fumbles a couple times, it's over. Georgia's going to win. Texas can't make mistakes.
Now, I don't want to sound crazy when I say this because this could sound superstitious and it may not. I think this game will depend on how cornerback for Georgia, Dalen Everett, performs on Saturday. And do you want to know why?
You're hanging this whole game on Dalen Everett?
No, do you want to Dalen Everett? Do you want to know why?
Sure.
Okay, shout out to the man. He's a Savage Squad member. First time they played Texas last year, they won 30-15. He recorded 7 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and an interception, and a pass. He recorded those the first time. They win 30-15. They win 22-19 in overtime in the SEC championship. Dalen Everett recorded 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a pass breakup. Both games they've played, Everett has had the best games of his career.
Wow.
If Everett can have another great game, Georgia wins.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that's one of the common denominators there. I mean, Everett has had...
Is he their top corner?
Yes, he's cornerback 1.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a big deal because he's going to be lined up against Ryan Wingo most of the game.
And that kid is a stud.
And Ryan Wingo is a freaking player.
And he is fast.
Yes, he is. That guy. And he's big.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen a big man move that fast.
He's like a freight train, dude.
Yeah, that guy is like
it's almost like Xavier Legette.
Or remember Anquan Bolden?
Yeah.
That's who
Megatron.
That's who he reminds me of. Yeah, like those kind of guys. Like big, like dude could almost be a tight end, but he's freaking running 4.4.
Yeah.
Like just a beast. So I think that's a great matchup for us to keep our eye on because whoever wins that matchup, like you said, that's going to be their team is going to be squarely in a position to take advantage. That in the turnover battle.
Yeah.
I don't think if somebody comes out and turns the ball over 2 or 3 times, whoever that is, done, over.
Yeah.
Like you have to take care of the football if you want a chance to win this game.
Not to mention Texas has a good O-line.
Now, yeah, they're much better than they were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well,
man,
it's like I said, there's there's enough games this weekend that there's some compelling.
That you want to be on your couch.
There's some compelling football, even though it's not like a bunch of 1 versus 5s. There's some real compelling matchups. So you definitely like get your freaking yard work done. Rake up your leaves, do your to-do lists on Friday, so that Saturday, like, you're parked, man.
Yeah.
It's
It's funny.
Time for some ball action.
It's so funny because it's still November, and I hear people be like, "Oh man, college basketball is back." I'm like, I don't pay attention to college basketball until January.
No, if you're watching college basketball in November, you're a beta.
And it always brings me back to.
Don't be a beta man.
It always brings me back to this one part of King of the Hill when our amazing friend Hank Hill, the best man on the planet,
say something important to Bobby.
He said something very important.
Is he talking to Bobby? Is he talking to his wife or to Dale?
He's talking to a random guy, where basically, so this guy from a random school in Chicago is trying to
Chicago. That's your first mark that guy didn't know anything.
Is trying to he's trying to recruit Bobby to this art school.
An art school in Chicago.
An art school in Chicago.
Okay, that sounds about right.
And he said it's one of the most prestigious schools in the country. And the first thing that Hank Hill says is, "School? They don't even have a football team."
Hank is full of wisdom.
If you don't have a football team, you are irrelevant to me.
If you don't have a college football
team.
If
you don't have a college football team.
Yeah, here's an interesting story. So
go ahead.
We were at Publix 2 days ago, and this kid who's probably like in his early 20s, late teens, is working the cash register, and he's sitting there looking at his phone, like as he's in between checking people out. So I figured he's watching something. I go, "You watching a game?" This is on a Saturday afternoon. He's like, "Yeah, I'm watching something." I was like, "What are you watching?" He goes, "Last week's game." I go, "Why are you watching last week's game?" I go, "Are you watching Clemson or Carolina?" He's like, "Neither one." He goes, "I'm watching the Patriots." I go, "What? What?" I go, "It's freaking college football season. It's Saturday." He's like, "Oh," he goes, "We just moved down here from New England." Like, he goes, "I don't watch college football." I said, "First of all, you're a communist."
That's what you said to him?
Yeah.
Good.
I go, "You're a communist." And second, I go, "You need to like figure out what's going on. You're in South Carolina now." I'm like, pro sports is like an afterthought. Yeah, you can watch the Panthers on Sunday or whatever, but this is like college football is what it's about down here. He goes, "Yeah, I don't even understand that." He goes, "Like the closest college to me is New Haven," and he said literally their stadium is smaller than the high school stadiums down here.
I didn't even know New Haven had a football team.
Yeah, I think it's like D3 or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, they do take D3 seriously up there. It's like
up in the
north where they take D3.
Yeah, I mean,
like in Ohio, Maryland.
Like I'm not knocking D3.
I know.
I'm saying the guy doesn't watch college football. Like and that's true. Like if you go up to the Northeast, they all think about pro. They're all pro sports. Like they don't care about college sports.
Well, I think it depends where you go. I mean, if you go to Syracuse. I mean, the people in Syracuse
they're still in New York. I promise.
Yeah, but they care about Syracuse
because
they still pack out their games. But yeah.
But in general,
they care about pro more than.
Yeah.
But the college teams still get support.
Right.
But yeah.
So if you're from the Northeast, which I see a lot of New York and New Jersey cars moving down here. First of all, if you're a liberal, just turn your ass straight around and go back up there.
All right. Wow. This just got political.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Don't cancel us, Spotify.
I'm saying don't come down to a place that's nice. There's a reason it's nice because we don't vote like an idiot.
Oh my God.
Right? Go back to where the idiots are if you're going to vote like an idiot. If you are conservative and you want to like be part of our culture, come on down.
You're starting to sound like
contribute to our tax base.
Starting to sound like Nick Fuentes
and change
Alex Jones.
And please change your license plate so you're not driving around with a freaking New Jersey license plate.
God.
Anyway, college football is coming up Saturday. We appreciate y'all being here.
Oh my God.
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Please stay away from politics. Have a good college football week and weekend. We'll see you guys later.
See you later.